And I'll try and do this as fast as possible. I guess I should be as slow as possible. Where's the fun in that? Alrighty. They're your dreams. Look at that. That's them. There's space. It's that big. That's how big space is compared to everything else in your head. You're in your head. We thought we made them. They gave us the dream where we made them so that we wouldn't freak out upon realizing that they made us by dreaming us. When we're in their thought space. Wherever you are, you're in reality, and adjacent to that is someone's thought space. That's how universes work. You can't get it unless somebody's dreaming it. And if you get it, it means you're making the dream version of that somewhere else. But unless you're dreaming it awake, and you're doing it here, and you don't know why, that means somebody else is dreaming it and you're in their dream. That's pretty much how it works. Sorry for the sound. Sound's going to be a little distorted this one. Maybe I could take it up and do it like this. So give it a little bit better quality in the battery. Ha! It's running out. How you doing? It's very, it's very furry. It's a post-civilization archival reality matrix. It's a reality memory. It's not the matrix comes. The matrix is like an intercellular matrix. It's literally the backbone for the structure that the neurons are grown. The artificial neurons are pretty much grown through, facilitated through, and you get an artificial brain that you're growing, that is growing like a computer, and those neurons are mapped out as memory, and you're experiencing the reality, which is actually your brain growing in a tank. In another dimension. We just call it, basically that tank is an expanse, and a dimensional expanse between your skull and your gray matter and the layers in between. But that fluid is the density of space. Somebody's teleporting us, sorry for the shaking thing, mixing us in and out of realities, and that's just how reality works, like tunnels and wormholes and inside out Klein bottles. It doesn't make sense. It's just because you're looking at it the wrong way. The way you're what it is, that means what you're experiencing is a kind of production. Whether it's technical, biological, or whatever, the biological end user aspect of the production of experience is always the presentation. It's the end result. What you're actually going through is trillions of millions of billions of chemical processes and interactions that are taking every bit of information, every bit of data from the entire universe at once. It's one large what was on the other side. They were like, we're trapped, let's bust through it. That popped the equilibrium between our dreams and reality. And as a result, quite literally, an infrastructure of structural stability for our ability to comprehend reality began to break down. The differential between how much we apply and how much gets back began to distort, like Willy Wonka style. And those were ripples. Basically, there's a membrane, they punched it, it sent ripples out. You can't really break it, but you sent ripples out. Everywhere there was a ripple, you get a in and out motion of in and out of reality. So this introduced instabilities like time quakes that radiated outward in time and resulted in catastrophes thousands of years later, which was also present, because that just is the same situation. Meaning they went out in time, we experienced our future selves going, and then the next civilization that we were in, from the generations that came after that, were us as well, and it mutated the situation we're in now. Doesn't seem like it would make that sense, but when you see it's all one big bubble of time interconnected with itself, you would understand that's how it has to happen. You literally look like a Mobius strip, and that what you're doing goes out to the future, comes back around you, comes back and presents to you now after cycling through the ring of time. We were doing that to get back to the present, but apparently that's not how it works, because we're in something's brain. We're thoughts in one of its daydreams. That's not a bad thing. It's literally like, what do you want? Like, how is that bad? I can make anything. It means everything that we thought was a problem, or was problematic, was part of the game we were devising for ourselves, and it does that to house little versions of itself, and we're growing up into reality generators. It's just a version of us that never decided to jump the track, and naturally everything just grows up to be a reality generator, a master of reality. Wherever you look, you're creating bubbles of time and space and thought and being. That's it. Humans are one of those, and we got up in that guy's head and punched him, and he knocked out, and so then we're just like, well, now what do we do? And so then, for years, everybody's running around just like, no, 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 I don't know. And people beating each other up and this, that, and the other. And if everybody just shut up and taped their hands and mouths shut, everything would have been fixed, because the dream can't die. It would have just resolved itself into... But the point is, when we did do that or tried to, there was all this pent-up unconscious psyche energy, and that was from fighting. That was from panicking. Now the dream wants to play out. That panic energy is built up behind you in this emotional distortion. You got to let that go. You got to get it from behind you out in front of you and project it out so it's resolved. Okay, so if we don't do that, we hide, then it just waits in the background lurking. That's the nature of the projection. That's the nature of the field. That system used to be dreams in the background, just like, oh, what's there? Pull it. It's like, oh, an idea. Oh, more ideas. Just going on a journey of road trip through time with ideas. That dream reservoir became contaminated with the